Hey guys, and welcome once again to another episode of Networking for Entrepreneurs. I'm really glad to have you today, and I hope you've been enjoying what we've spoken about so far, but it's still only the beginning. We've got a lot of networking knowledge to get out, so let's get right to it. Today, I want us to talk about the networking ABCs. In other words, where do I start? Okay, Doors, we've spoken about the importance of networking, how it can help my business or my career, but where do I start? And that's a very, very good question, right? Because a lot of people have been doing networking, but they've been doing it wrong. Another person saw the previous episode and, called me up and said, look, I wish I'd seen this 10 years ago because I spent so much money and time on business networking events and it yielded nothing. And that's true. I can believe that because it also happened to me, right? So now this channel is dedicated to showing you how to do it right. So if you're sitting there and you're like, I want to do it right, how do I start? This episode is for you. So the networking ABCs, i.e., where do I start? I've broken it down into 5 key elements. You follow these 5 elements and you will start your networking journey so beautifully and it will actually start yielding results for you, right? So the first one is understand the true definition of networking. Now, we've covered this in the first episode, but it's very important. In order for you to be effective at networking, you have to understand the true definition of networking. And we've spoken about the fact that business networking is about the cultivation or the building of important business relationships that will help out your business in the future and continually, right? So it's about building relationships. It's not about getting to an event and trying to sell your products. It's about actually cultivating relationships with many people and being valuable to those people and actually starting to have those people be valuable to you. It's a beautiful symbiotic relationship that actually starts helping both of you guys out. That's the true definition of networking. If you know this true definition and you actually start building your network based on it, it'll change your networking efforts completely. Because for a change, you won't just be thinking about yourself or thinking about selling your product. You'll be actually trying to cultivate a relationship with that person. And that's two very different things, right? It means now when you're talking to someone, you're actually trying to be valuable to them. A relationship is a two-way street, As much as you want them to be valuable to you, you need to be valuable to them. So understanding the true definition helps you in that regard and actually changes the way you do it and sets you on a course to do it right. So that's the first one. Second one is actually starting to gather up contacts for your network, right? Where do you start, right? You're sitting there, you're like, okay, I don't know that many people. Where can I start, right? So we can look at this in 2 ways. The first way is networking events. Make sure you attend networking events, as many of them as you possibly can. If you live in an area where they've got networking events nearby or you can go to one, make sure that you do, right? Once a month minimum. Why? At networking events, you get to meet up with people who are of the same mind as you, who are also looking to connect to valuable people. So it's a very easy place for you to start actually gaining, contacts or starting to know valuable people. Now, at networking events, there are all kinds of people, and you don't need everyone, right? But the only way you're going to know which ones you need is by actually talking to people. So if you go into a networking event with your networking plan, like we've discussed last week, you actually start gathering very important contacts and starting to add people into your network, right? Because remember, the people that you add into your network are based on what you need. So if you need customers or you need potential investors or you need CEOs in order for you to advance your career, that's where you start. You start by saying, who do I need to meet, right? And once you know who you need to meet, you'll keep on sifting out through the people that you actually do meet and actually starting to gain, the right people for your network. So that's one way you can do it. The second way, if you're sitting there, you're like, I don't want to go to networking events. I don't like talking to random people. There's another way to do it. Take your phone, look at your contact list. That's, yeah, very simple. I know it sounds like it's too simple to be true, but this is very important and it actually works. Because remember, building a network is all about, building relationships with people so that they introduce you to other people, so that they introduce you to other people. That's how you actually start building a valuable network, right? So start with your contact list. You'll be surprised at how many people in your contact list are valuable to you or know the people that are valuable to you. For example, one of the CEOs in my network, I got into contact with him through my mother, right? I sat down and I remembered that my mother actually knows people. Who does my mother know who could be valuable to me? And I remember this particular CEO, and I just asked my mother to give me his email. I emailed him, and after our first interaction, he became one of my most valuable contacts. And that's just how you start. Look through your contact list and actually think about who these people are or who it is that they know, right? You might have an uncle who knows a CEO, you might have an aunt who knows a valuable business person. Just go through your contact list and actually see the people that you might need or who might know the people that you need, right? And afterwards, start connecting with those people or contacting those people or talking with those people, and that's how it starts, right? You're asking yourself how to start. This is how you start. You start off by forming valuable relationships and hoping that those relationships eventually lead you to other valuable relationships. So those are the two things that you can do in order for you to start adding people as part of your network, right? Very important. The third one is always have business cards. Yes, I know it's been said, it's been overdone, and a lot of people are even saying it's out of fashion right now, but trust me, it's very important for you to always have business cards. Even if you don't have a business and you're an employee somewhere, make your own business cards. Make your personal business cards, just detailing your contact details and also saying who you are and what you're interested in. Now, I'm going to tell you why you need to do this. Firstly, when you actually talk to someone and you give them your business card afterwards, the first thing you've done there, you've left them with a piece of yourself, right? It makes you a bit more memorable than if you were just talking to them, right? Because now they have actually something tangible to refer back to concerning that particular interaction or your particular conversation. So that's one key thing about having an actual physical business card. You leave a piece of yourself with that person. Secondly, it makes you look professional. Plain and simple, when you have business cards, it makes it seem as though you're serious about what you're talking about, and you take yourself seriously concerning your business or concerning your career or whatever it is. You look more professional, you seem more professional, and that's one thing you want to see when you're talking to important people. So that's another reason, right? And then the third reason, it's also a very important reason, is when you talk to someone, the one thing you want from them is their contact details, right? Because you want this person to be part of your network. And sometimes it could be a bit awkward asking for someone's number or asking for someone's email, particularly if this is, an established person or an important person. But trust me, after you've given them your business cards, most people just tend to give you their business cards. Just, you don't even need to ask for it. So now that you've got business cards, you don't need to go through the awkward encounter of asking for their number or whatever it is. You just give them your business card, they'll give you theirs, or if they don't, ask for it, right? You give them your card and you're like, can I please have your card? Even if they don't have a card, when you ask them for their number or you ask them for their email afterwards, it'll be much simpler for them to give you their contact details after you've given them your card. So those are the three reasons why you should have business cards with you at all times, right? It's very important for those three reasons. And you'll be memorable, you look professional, and you'll be able to get their contact details. Those are three things that you really want in an interaction with someone. The fourth thing is do your follow-up procedures. This is very important, right? It means after you meet someone or you interact with someone at a networking event or wherever it is that you met them, you actually start following up on them, right? It means after you talk to them and you have their contact details or you have their email address, you email them. That's the first thing you need to do when it comes to your follow-up procedures. Email them the same day they give you their card. Remember, you're trying to not be forgotten, you're trying to be memorable. So make sure you email them the same day that they gave you their particular email address. Email them, tell them it was great talking to them, speak a bit about what they said and telling them how you were fascinated by it, how it added something or it taught you something. And from there, make sure you ask for a follow-up meeting, right? Make sure you ask them out for coffee or you ask them out for lunch or something along those lines, but make sure you request a one-on-one meeting. This is very important. Remember, you're trying to develop a relationship with this person. This is a person, they've got dreams, they've got aspirations, they've got feelings, they've got emotions. They've got all of those things. So you need to make sure you do the right things when it comes to building a relationship with them. And one of the things that's very important about building a relationship is actual physical interaction. So trust me, you want to sit down with them and talk to them. One, it gives you more time to listen to what they have to say, but it also gives you more time to share about your business, right? You can share about your business, you can share your great knowledge. Maybe you're a genius, maybe you're very good at a particular topic. When you're sitting down with them, it gives you a platform to be more interesting to the other person. So those are the two things that I like to point out when it comes to follow-up procedures. You email that person and then you ask for a follow-up meeting. After you've had the first follow-up meeting, make sure that you keep on having them. It doesn't have to be every week, it could be once a month, it could be once every 4 months, but make sure that you meet up with them regularly in order for you to keep cultivating that relationship. Very, very important. If you want to make sure that your network grows, you will do your follow-up procedures. Okay. The fifth and final one is drafting out your network, right? This simply means that every person who is part of your network or is your contact, make sure that you've got a spreadsheet of all of them, right? Write them all down in a place where you can see them simply and see them easily. This is very, very important. The first time I did this for my network, I actually realized, wait, I know so many valuable people. I actually didn't realize it, right? So if you do that, you'll also probably realize the same thing. But also another thing that makes it important is that it gives you a place where you can see your network and actually plan your network out, right? What do I mean by that? What I mean is, you just, let's say you've got a table with all of your network contacts written down. Underneath each one, you can say when last you spoke to them, what you spoke about the last time you spoke, and your follow-up procedures or your action that you want to do next, right? Let me make an example. Let's say I've got Mr. X, who is a CEO. The last time I spoke to them was 2 weeks ago, and he said he would get back to me, right? So I get to remember from my drafted network that, wait, actually, I spoke to the CEO 2 weeks ago and he said he'd get back to me. He hasn't gotten back to me. So now I can actually plan out what I'm going to do next. So I say, under Mr. X, I need to send him another email or ask to meet with him, right? If you do this with each and every single one of your contacts, it'll put you in a position where you actually know what you need to do next. And remember, one thing that always happens, and I realize this with myself, before I drafted out my network, some of my contacts, I hadn't spoken to them in 4 months. Some of them I hadn't spoken to them in like a year. And these are valuable people. If you want your network to keep on working, you have to keep on talking to these people. And this is one thing that I realized. It's a key. Trust me, this is very important. You have to just keep on being in touch with these people. Even if you're just asking them how they're doing, even if you're just saying hello, even if you're just wishing them well, whatever it is, you have to make sure that you keep constant communication with them. So when your network is drafted, it gives you an opportunity for you to remember not to forget them, remember to follow up on them, but also it reminds you to actually plan out your network and your networking tasks, right? If you need to set up a meeting with someone, if you need to send someone an email, if you need to help someone with something, maybe you promised someone that you're going to help them with something and you've forgotten, which is bad. If you promise someone something in your network, make sure you do it. Remember, you want to be valuable, right? So when you draft out your network, you get to remember to do all of these important things. In one of these episodes in the next coming weeks, I'm going to dedicate it the whole episode to this particular topic because it's very, very important. I'll have a spreadsheet prepared for you guys so that you can see how you can draft out your network very easily and very simply. But that's it. Those are the 5 key elements that you need to follow if you're wanting to start your networking journey. If you do these 5 things or you apply these 5 elements, I promise you, you will have a beautifully set out network. It'll be effective, it'll keep on growing, and pretty soon it'll start giving you some benefits, which is the point of why we're doing all of this, right? We want something for ourselves. If you do it this way, I promise you, you will start seeing results in your network. Right? I always like to make this example. Networking is not about hunting, it's about farming, right? You planted something. That's what a network is. You planted a particular relationship. And after you plant a seed, you have to keep on watering it and watering it and watering it. And after time, it will start growing and it will start yielding results for you. And that's how you should see your network. And when you apply these 5 things, this is exactly what you'll be doing. And in no time, doors will be opening up for you. Opportunities that you never had before will start coming up, whether it's for your career, whether it's for, getting a promotion at work, or for your business. If you follow these 5 elements when you're building your network, doors will be open for you, new opportunities will be in your horizon, and trust me, in a few months you will be thanking me. But anyway, that's all we have for our topic for today. I really hope it helps you. Make sure you listen to it more than once. I do believe if you apply these, it'll really help your business or your career. Now over to our networking tip for the day. Today, I want us to discuss something called making your network an asset, right? Now, the difference between an asset and an expense is very simple. An expense is something you spend your money on right now, you consume it, and then it's gone. Whereas an asset is something you spend your time or your money on right now, and once it's cultivated or built or developed or whatever it is, depends on the asset, it'll start giving you economic benefits in the future and over a long period of time, right? So you want an asset. An asset is better because it keeps on helping you over time, whereas an expense is something you spend on and it's gone. So when you treat your network like an asset and start cultivating it and building it like an asset, it'll bring you economic benefits the same way as an asset does. So your tip for the day, make sure you make your network an asset. So lastly, I want us to discuss our networking stat for the day. And I think it's very, very interesting. An Oxford study recently showed that, they interviewed a lot of business professionals. And these business professionals said 40% of all of their potential customers are converted to being new customers after they've had a one-on-one meeting with them, right? Remember what we discussed? It actually works. 40% of these potential customers become actual new customers after a one-on-one interaction versus only 16% who become new customers if they didn't have interactions with them. So that's very important, and it should teach you to always try to sit down with people and have that one-on-one interaction with them, whether it's for your business or for your career, or if you just want to cultivate relationships with people so that you can be interesting, whatever it is, it's important for you to sit down with people. That's all we have for our episode today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure to like this video. I need those likes, and also make sure you subscribe to this channel so that it can grow and reach more people. And yeah, that's what we want to do. Spread the word about networking, and let's start doing it right. That's all we have for today. Until next time, stay busy.